Hey there everybody, just doing a review for the EcoFlow Delta 2 portable power station. And so the box itself, just a regular brown box. EcoFlow doesn't really care about their packaging design, and I don't care. I'm pretty sure most of the consumers don't care about the packaging design. What matters most is what's in the box. And EcoFlow has been doing a great job at creating some of the best power stations on the market because they've become so well known for their quality. And yeah, that is the Delta 2 power station. And what's included in the box with the unit is a AC charging cable right here, a car charging cable, and you also get a DC 5521 to DC 5525 cable. And for the paperwork, you do get a DIY instructions for non-MC4 connector solar panels right there. You also get the warranty card and also the user manual for the EcoFlow Delta 2. And so all these cables did come in this small box right here in case you want to place all the cables into this box for easier portability. You can do so. And yeah, let's just go and take a closer look at the Delta 2 power station, see what the successor of the original Delta has in store. Alright everyone, so when it comes to the differences between the Delta 2 power station and the original Delta, I'm going to try to go over as many of the changes that were made to this Delta 2 power station. However, I recommend checking out EcoFlow's very own video that you can find on their YouTube channel comparing the original EcoFlow Delta to the Delta 2 power station to see what exactly has changed. Like I said, I'm going to go over as much as I can if I can remember what's changed. But yeah, we're just going to be taking a look at the power station right here. All right, so the power station does have a 15 by 8 by 11 form factor, and the Delta 2 weighs 27 pounds. In comparison to the original Delta that weighs 30 pounds, this one is lighter. The size of this Delta 2 is about the same as the original one. So yeah, you're just looking at a few pounds lighter weight right here. So turning on the unit, you just have to hold down the power button right here to turn on the unit for a few seconds, and the unit turns on right there. And the changes right here, you still get the screen, the charging ports, and the power button. The power button has changed just a bit. It's a little bit bigger and it's golden colored, so you can notice it more. For the charging ports, the main thing that's changed for the Delta 2 power station is that you do get two 100 watt USB-C power delivery ports. With the original Delta, you had two 60 watt USB-C power delivery ports, so 100 watt USB-C ports. Very welcome. That is definitely becoming the standard now. A lot of other power stations are going to follow suit with this to have those 100 watt USB-C ports. The screen stays the same. You still get the input output wattage as well as the battery capacity right here in the middle, and a estimated runtime for when you're using the power station, just to give you a sense of how much time you have left to use the unit. And yeah, the screen, probably one of the best screens on the market that you can find with a power station. It has a like LED backup light, and it's just really bright. You can easily see it outdoors as well. If I do take it outdoors in this review, you're probably not going to be able to see it that well because of the camera. When I'm filming, the glare gets in the way, and but yeah, it's really easy to see. It's bright. This is the Bluetooth pairing light. We're going to be going over this as well in this review because this Delta 2 power station does have EcoFlow app integration, which is phenomenal. Like, if you're getting an EcoFlow power station that's compatible with the app, this is definitely going to be the way to go most of the time. All right, and so for the charging ports, you do get two standard USB-A ports. These output 12 watts each. These are the two USB-A quick charge ports. These both output 18 watts each. And so yeah, the 100 watt USB-C power delivery ports, they're going to be able to charge most laptops, phones, and tablets at their max speed. All right, and if you want to turn on the USB section right here, just press the power button once, and it turns on. The light on the button turns on as well to show that it's on. All right, you guys. So now that that's done, we've gone over this. Off to the side, you'll find this battery expansion port, extra battery port. So this is something new for the Delta 2 power station in comparison to Delta 1. Delta 1 had the input ports right over here. Off to the side, you got the extra battery port that you can connect I think a Delta 2 battery pack or a Delta Max battery pack. So you can actually get 2 kilowatt hours or 3 kilowatt hours because this power station has a 1024 watt hour power capacity in comparison to Delta 1 having a 1260 60 battery capacity. So this Delta 2 does have a slightly lower capacity, but at the same time, you can expand that, double or even triple the battery capacity of this power station. You couldn't do that with Delta 1. So that slightly lower battery capacity isn't really that much of a problem. I know that buying an extra battery is going to cost quite a bit. And if you can budget for it, that's great. But like I said, you're just getting a slightly smaller battery here. And also, this Delta 2 power station uses LFP batteries, lithium iron phosphate batteries. And that is just incredible, because that means that this Delta 2 power station can get 3,000 charge cycles. And even after 3,000 charge cycles, it still maintains 80% or more of its original battery capacity. For Delta 1 that use lithium ion batteries, after 800 charge cycles, it would maintain 80% of its original battery capacity. So automatically, it already makes sense to purchase a Delta 2 power station because of that longevity. You can use it for many years, many more years than a regular lithium ion power station. And this inclusion of the expansion battery port makes things even better if you can budget it in, or maybe like you can just purchase an extra battery, maybe a year out, 2 years out, even 5 years later. You can expand the battery for this power station if you want to. And so yeah, these are the vents for the fans right over here. And yeah, oh, and taking a look at the top real quick, these are the large two handles that make it easier to hold the EcoFlow. Really, the entire Delta series has these large handles that really just make it easier. You can hold it with one hand if you have something in your other hand. All right, and just taking a look at the other side right over here is where you'll find the AC outlets. And so yeah, the input ports have been moved here under this flap. Just gotta put it open, just a bit of force. This is the XT60 input port that can be used for solar recharging and car charging. This is the AC input port. This is the reset button that just pops out, I think, when the power station undergoes a overload. You just pop it back in to reset it. And you get 6 AC outlets over here. With the Delta 1 power station, there wasn't dedicated 3 connector outlets, but this one does have 2 dedicated 3 connector outlets right here, which is great. And yeah, plenty of AC outlets right here. And so right over here, you got the DC section. There's a DC cigarette lighter port. And I think these are 2 DC 5521 ports. You can use the DC to DC cable that came in the packaging with one of these ports right here, I believe. And also, this section has its own power button, and this one also has its own power button. I think with the Delta 1 power station, the AC outlet section and the DC section were both connected, and they both had their own one single power switch. But in this case, you get 2 completely different separate sections, which is pretty cool. I think that's for better safety. At least that's what they mentioned in the video. And yeah, nothing on this side. That's the EcoFlow label right there, and another vent for the internal fans. And these internal fans, they run pretty fast. They change speed depending on the output or input wattage of the power station. Oh, and another thing I want to mention is that when you have this AC outlet section and this DC section on, it also shows up on the screen. Let me just turn the power station around real quick right over here. Yeah, so the DC section is on. This is the DC section on right here on the screen, and the AC outlet section is on. It's showing up on the screen right here. For the USB section, when you turn on the USB section, okay, there we go, my bad. It doesn't show up on the screen when it's on, but it does show up when you're using the charging ports. Not sure what that is, but yeah, it does show up on screen. Also, when the fans turn on, you do get a logo of the fan spinning, and it changes the speed of the fan depending on how fast the fans are going. And yeah, that is the Delta 2 power station, and we're going to start testing it out with some appliances, charging devices. We're actually going to start charging devices first, and then we're going to move on to testing out appliances with the AC outlets. All right, let's get to it. All right, everyone, so I've got all the charging ports being used right here, and yeah, we got a 56 watt 60 watt output going on. And like I said before, when you're using the charging ports, that's when they show up on the screen. Like I'm using the USB-A ports. The USB-A port logo is right there on the screen. I'm using the USB-C ports. The USB-C port logo is on the screen right there. And yeah, the charging ports are performing pretty well. So I've got a Google Pixel and a Galaxy S6 charging from these two standard USB-A ports. And the Pixel is charging rapidly. Not sure how that's happening because you're supposed to use a 18 watt USB-C port to fast charge a Pixel, but I'm not complaining right there. The Galaxy S6 is standard charging from the standard USB-A ports. I've got a LG G7 fast charging from the quick charge port. A Galaxy A51, I think it is yeah, fast charging from the other USB-A quick charge port. Right over here, I've got a Galaxy Note 9 fast charging from the from one of the 100 watt USB-C power delivery ports right there. And over here, I've got a Lenovo Flex 5 laptop charging at about 26 watts from one of the other 100 watt USB-C power delivery ports. And yeah, charging works incredibly well. You can fast charge two laptops if you have two USB-C chargeable laptops. You can do that. You can charge two laptops. You can charge for the phones, for their tablets if you want to. And yeah, let me show you guys the EcoFlow app to see how useful the app is when you integrate it with a power station versus a power station that doesn't have a app integration. And also let's start using appliances with the Delta 2 power station to see just how it performs with a 1800 watt output and a 1024 watt hour power capacity. Alright, let's get to it. Alright everybody, so when it comes to using the EcoFlow app, here it is. You can download it from the App Store for iPhones and from the Google Play Store for Android devices. Just go ahead and tap it right there, EcoFlow app, and you do have to have the power station turned on. It has to be powered on, and as long as you have the power station on and your EcoFlow power station is Bluetooth compatible, the application is going to be able to automatically detect the power station, and you do need to have Bluetooth turned on with your phone or other device. And so you can just press add. As you can see, the application did automatically find my Delta 2, and there it is. Just go and press on that. It tells you the available time, basically everything that the screen tells you right there. But this one tells you actually minutes as well, which is pretty cool. And go ahead and tap on that. It tells you the temperature of the battery. That's awesome. Estimated time remaining, battery capacity right there. Got the name of the power station right there as well. Over here, this is the input section right here. I've got the input selected. Since we're not recharging the power station right now, nothing is going on right here. They're both 0 watts. You can tap on this and it shows the output sections. You can actually remotely turn on the output sections right here. You just tap that. The AC outlet section just turned on. The DC section just turned on, and right here, all these devices are about to start charging because I turned on the USB section. Yep, pretty cool, right? That's nice. And yeah, it also shows you. Oh wow, the line's moving right there. That's cool. Okay, and this is the settings area right here off to the top right corner. You can rename the power station, I believe. Yeah, you can rename it. That's cool. Okay, and oh, also when you press on the power buttons, you know how there's that like kind of annoying beep. I'm sorry, EcoFlow, but that beep is like kind of you can actually turn off that beep, so you don't have to hear that beep every time you turn on or turn off a section on the power station. And also, you can change the recharging speed, because I know a lot of people, including myself actually, I find the 1200 watt input a little too high, because the faster the input, the more heat is generated, and that can actually wear out batteries faster. I know this is a lithium iron phosphate battery, but still, you want to get your money's worth. So if you're concerned about heat and like the input is too fast with the Delta 2 power station, you can actually adjust the input speed by the watts, watt by watt right there, all the way down to 200, all the way up to 1200 watts. That is pretty amazing. All right, it's going back over here. Okay, car input. Yeah, you can actually adjust the car input speed as well, the car recharging speed from 4 amps all the way to 8 amps. Pretty nice right there. Smart generator auto turn off on. Yeah, not too sure what this is, honestly. I need to read more into this. By default, connected EcoFlow Smart Generator will automatically, when this unit's battery is below 20%, stop it when it reaches 80%. Okay. So this is the XBoost battery. I think this is the capability for the Delta 2 power station to output 2200 watts, because the regular output of the Delta 2 is 1800 watts, but I think the XBoost actually boosts it up to 2200 watts. At least that's what it says in the manual. Alright, you guys, so for the unit timeout, and for all these timeouts, I think these are just like the timings until the power station basically automatically turns off if you're not using the unit. So the entire unit timeout, like if you're not using the Delta 2 power station at all, nothing's being like used on the unit, it automatically turns off in 2 hours. Screen timeout, this is going to be really helpful. I know a lot of people, including myself, hate when the screen turns off too quickly on a power station, and thankfully you can actually increase or decrease that. In my opinion, I think I would probably select maybe 30 minutes, probably never actually, because the screen on this unit is just so useful and bright and nice to look at. But yeah, you can actually adjust it all the way from 10 seconds to never. Man, 10 seconds, you must really want to save on battery capacity right there. So let's see here. Yeah, the AC timeout right there. If you're not using the AC outlets, it automatically turns off in 12 hours. The DC ports, if they're not being used, this was automatically sent to never. And you can actually have a timeout after like about 6 hours, I'd say, from 30 minutes to never if you want to. And yeah, firmware. Connection failed. We weren't connected with your phone. Restart your router. Move closer to your router. Okay. Oops. Don't know about that, you guys. I'll have to see about that. Specifications. What's this? Oh, cool. Okay. So you can actually electronically get all the specifications of the Delta 2 power station. It's all included right here. Like I told you guys, 1024 watt hours. Net weight, 27 pounds. Whoa. Dimensions right there. That is nice. All right. Delta 2 extra battery. I don't think the Delta 2 extra battery has released yet. They're gonna release that soon, and you get the extra battery. Lithium. Oh yeah, the extra battery is also lithium iron phosphate. That's good news. Okay. Yeah, and basically the EcoFlow app is a much needed quality of life improvement for a power station. If you're going to be buying a power station, I recommend looking for one that could possibly have a application integration with it, because I mean, look at this. This is pretty nice to have. Even if you're saying to yourself you won't use the app with your power station, man, this is still so useful to have in case you do need to use it. And yeah, let's start using the AC outlet section, you guys. Let's start using appliances with the power station and see just how capable it is. Alright, you guys, so for this test I do have a ceramic electric cooktop right there connected to one of the AC outlets right over here at the back. Yep, just connected right there. Alright, just got to show that it's actually connected to the power station. And so yeah, I'm just gonna power it on, see how it performs. I've got a saucepan with about 4 cups of water, I believe I filled it with. Yeah, I'll just pop on the ceramic cooktop. Set it to level 5 because why not? Oh my god, what's happening here? Okay. Yep, just got it on right there. We're gonna put the saucepan right on there, and yeah, we're just gonna wait until the water boils and see how the Delta 2 power station is able to perform with powering a electric cooktop. Because yeah, you never know, power goes out, you might want to cook some food, might want to warm some food up on a cooktop, and you can do that with the power station. But let's see how this Delta 2 is able to handle it first. And yeah, we're just gonna come back once the water starts boiling. Okay, you guys, so back with the electric cooktop being powered from the Delta 2 power station, and look at that. The water is boiling after about, I think 10 minutes passed, and we started at about 91% battery capacity. We're down to 72%. Yeah, pretty on par with the capacity of the Delta 2 at 1024 watt hours. And yeah, I mean, with a 956 watt output, Still pretty lightweight for the Delta 2 power station, considering it has a 1800 watt max output, but you know, it can be pushed to 2200 watts with the inclusion of the XBoost feature via the app. And yeah, with the app, just like the screen, you get the estimated remaining time, and even with a 955 watt output, the battery is still maintaining a 89 Fahrenheit temperature. That's pretty cool. Like, as in, like, it's pretty cold, because I thought it would actually be a lot more warm inside the unit. And yeah, so yeah, if you wanted to cook some ramen and during a power outage, or if you're out camping, hiking, on a road trip, whatever you're doing, you can do that with this Delta 2 power station. Powers a cooktop really well. Oh, let me turn that down. So let me go ahead and get some other appliances to test out with the unit, because clearly using a cooktop, this one is rated for 1000 watts. You can use up to like a 1800 watt cooktop as well if you wanted to with the Delta 2. I really wouldn't recommend it, because it would burn into the battery capacity a lot faster, but hey, I mean, it's still possible. And yeah, let's get to testing out other appliances. Alright everybody, so I've got a deep fryer connected to the Delta 2 power station, and I got it set to 350. Gonna press start on that. And so yeah, this is a pretty high wattage appliance, about 1700 watts, outputting from the Delta 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until it reaches 350 degrees, and we're going to come back to see how much the battery ran down to reach the 350 on the deep fryer. And yeah, we'll be right back. Alright everybody, so it took about, I think, 12 minutes for the deep fryer to reach 350 degrees. As you can see, the green light is on right there to show that it's at 350 degrees. And so yeah, that's just goes to show the battery has drained quite a bit. I think we started at 93%. It just dropped down to 39% in order for the deep fryer to reach 350 degrees. What the deep fryer does is that it reaches set temperature and then it turns off. As you can see, the fryer isn't drawing any more power. So that's good news. And as you can see, the estimated runtime did increase because nothing's being used right now, no power is being used. However, when the temperature does drop below 350 degrees with the deep fryer, it turns back on, pulling that 1700 watts again. And so yeah, I mean, you can deep fry food in the event of a power outage, just something you can do with the Delta 2 power station. And yeah, that's pretty neat. Even though it used up a lot of the battery from the Delta 2, still a really capable power station. Alright, let's go ahead and test out some other appliances. Alright everyone, so just back with 3 appliances plugged into the Delta 2 power station. I've currently got a Lasco tower fan, a Black & Decker mini fridge, and also this 55-inch Samsung 4K OLED TV connected to the Delta 2 power station. And so yeah, just to show that you can power multiple appliances at the same time if you want to. And we've currently got a output of about 390 watts. It does fluctuate depending on what's on the TV screen. And yeah, just another way that you can use the Delta 2. If you're at 100%, you can probably use like these type of appliances all at the same time for a couple of hours. And also, this can power a full-sized fridge, but I just didn't feel like moving my fridge to plug it in. But yeah, just know that the Delta 2 can power a full-size fridge if you want to, in case of an emergency, if the power goes out. Pretty nice. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and test out that XBoost feature on the EcoFlow app. Apparently the power station can output 2200 watts with the XBoost feature. Let's see if that actually works. So I've got a Lasco heater connected and also a heat gun, and let's see if the power station is able to push past its limit. So let me just go ahead and turn on the heater first. We're going to keep it at high right there, and we're just going to wait until the heater reaches max output. Alright, that looks like about it. I'm going to turn on the heat gun to high. yeah, that was about like 2042 watts, well above the max output of 1800 watts for the Delta 2. So that was actually pretty incredible. I guess that was the XBoost feature at work. We didn't quite reach the 2200 watts, but dang, that was close enough. That was nice. Of course, as you saw, even if you use the power station at 100%, with an output of 2000 watts, you're going to be looking at about like a 30 minutes of runtime with the 1024 watt hour power capacity of the Delta 2. But still, wow, that was that was cool. All right, good to know that the XBoost feature does work. Alrighty guys, so this here testing out the recharging for the Delta 2 power station, the AC recharging to be specific. And one of the best things about the AC recharging is that the unit does not come with a charging brick. Instead, what you get is just a regular AC cable, the same cable that you would use to power a desktop computer. So like if you lose this, if this one breaks, you can always get a new one for really cheap. These don't go for much. Yeah, so you just take the cable, you plug it into the outlet, and it goes to the back. Let me make sure I'm inputting it correctly into the power station over here. Man, okay, there we go. Finally got it plugged in. All right, yeah, that's how it goes. All right, and just going over to this side, the unit is starting to recharge. That goes up really quickly, and so yeah, the Delta 2 can be recharged to full power within, oh, it can go from 0 to 80% in 50 minutes. And I think it's 0 to 100 in 80 minutes, because the charging speed does slow down once it gets to about 80%. And as you can see, nearly 1200 watts. And the fan, yeah, the one negative thing is that along with the faster recharge speed, you do get a loud fan, because the fans are spinning incredibly fast right now to cool down the unit. And also, I wanted to test out the adjusted AC recharging speed, because currently we have it set to 1200. Let me go down to 600 watts. Does it actually adjust? Alright everyone, so I did figure out how to change the recharge speed from the app. So yeah, you can change it on the screen right here. Just go like that. If you want to set it to like 700, I guess, then you can just press back. It sets to 700 on the app, and then it drops down on the power station as well. And yeah, one other good thing about this adjusted recharge speed is that it slows down the fan. And so like if you're trying to sleep and recharge the Delta 2 power station, you can adjust the speed, and you know, the fan gets a lot more quiet. So you can practically change it in real time if you want to. And yeah, let's just go ahead and start testing out the solar recharging. Let me grab a solar panel, head on outside, and also I forgot to test out the pass-through charging capabilities of the Delta 2 power station to see if you're able to use the unit while it's recharging. And so I've got a LASCO heater connected to the unit. Let me just turn that on. Currently got a 688 input speed going on right there. Let me set that to go low right here. Okay. And so yeah, you're able to use the Delta 2 while it's recharging, known as pass-through charging. And okay, well actually it looks like the input speed went up. That's kind of strange, but I guess that's just to make up for the power usage that's going out of the power station. Let's set the heater to high. Alright, yeah, there we go. Pass-through charging works great, and also you can power a heater from the Delta 2 if you wanted to. However, with a 1300 output, you're going to be looking at about 40 minutes of usage time with the heater at high that pulls 1300 watts. So just something to know. But yeah, still pretty impressive. And also on the screen, when you're recharging the power station, this estimated runtime becomes a recharge time to show how long it's going to take for the power station to recharge back to full power. Alright, and let's go check out that solar recharging for the Delta 2. Alright you guys, so never mind, I'm going to do the solar recharging for the Delta 2 power station in a separate video because the sun is going down and there's not going to be much sun exposure for the panels for the solar recharging to take place. But yeah, I'll do that in a separate video, probably after this Delta 2 power station review. And oh, look! Oh my gosh, look at that! Is that a deer? That is a deer. Okay, but yeah, anyways, solar recharging for this Delta 2 will be in a separate video. Okay. Alright you guys, so that is the review for the EcoFlow Delta 2 portable power station, the successor to the Delta 1 power station. And so the build quality of the unit is pretty solid. If you used other EcoFlow products, then you know what you're expecting here. A really solid build, but at the same time, you know, don't drop the unit, don't expose it to water. Both of those things can damage the power station. And yeah, down in the description below, I will have a link to the product page as well as a link to the review article. I don't have the review article published at the time of this video review, but I will have it eventually in the description below. But probably not right now, but you'll see that eventually down in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next review. All right, goodbye.